And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Craven Community College, it's In the Know.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to In the Know, the show we do here from the campus of Craven Community College here on our New Bern campus, located inside the Public Radio East studios. This is a show where we get together and talk about some of the things going on around the college and around our community and kind of things happening on the day and really just kind of act silly. But I don't act silly by myself. I am joined today by one of my wonderful co-hosts. To my right, I have...
Woohoo! Hey everyone, it's Wendy White. Nice to see you during your lunch break. Thanks for tuning in, and if this is the replay, thanks for tuning in at whatever time of the day that it is. Be sure to hit the like button so that we know that you are here, and please feel free to add comments as we go through. We usually have some great debates, if they are considered great. I don't know what they're considered, but
they're fantastic
fun.
debates.
They're fun debates, right? So yeah, welcome, and I'm going to throw it to the booth.
Yeah, who we got in the booth there? We got Holly.
Yay.
We got Eli. How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yes, good to see you. Good to see the collage wall behind you.
Yes, we've got a completed collage wall.
Looks good.
Looks great.
Yep.
A lot of great things happen around our campus, and that definitely captures a lot of those great moments and great things that happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
We started the show today with Eli in full frame. Usually we get the happy lean in hello, but today no surprises. He's right there.
Yes.
I also just want to say how much I appreciate Wendy's woohoo at the top of the show. Every time we get things going, she's excited, happy to be here, and that's what makes it fun to be here.
It's actually nerves. It's not
excitement.
excitement.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
it's just
like letting off the nerve steam.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, it's nerves.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And of course, we don't have Megan with us today.
She's out today.
Yep, she is. But she'll be back the next time we have the show. Maybe next week. We don't know yet.
We
We'll
don't
see.
know.
Yeah.
It's a week by week thing, right?
Yep, that's right.
Well,
but we always miss her
Megan.
when she's not here, and
Yes.
but we'll be happy to have her when she comes back.
Yes.
Yep. But it won't be just us today. In a little bit, we've got a couple of guests that will be joining us.
Good deal.
Right? We've got some folks from Career Programs. We're going to have Ricky Meadows, who is the Dean of Career Programs, and we'll have Matthew Berg out here, who is the Associate Dean of Career Programs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do a lot of great fun things, and there's already some fun things in the studio that I see that could potentially cause harm. So I'm going to keep hands to self. So
Wait, are you talking about the tools or
preview?
us? Okay.
Yeah, both. No,
Yeah,
hands to
that's
self
fair.
with the tools, because there's some pretty cool stuff on the table. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say the date. I don't
That's
think.
right. It's important. You should, because I shouldn't say the date. That's what's dangerous, really, if I try to say the date.
August 24th.
Yes.
So I don't know what number of show. Holly, do you know what number of show this is?
21. Oh, our show's legal now.
We are legal. So does that mean we can say and do a little more now? Like, how does that work?
I think we've gotten the approval to do that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Yes, the 24th of August. So great excitement's happening on campus because we are in full swing.
Yep. Classes, I guess, officially started last Friday, but we really saw people on campus this week on Monday.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I mean, the summer we've had people around. It's been busy, but not nearly what it's like when the fall semester starts every year.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's great to see so many folks in the library. We've been really busy, which is really good.
Yeah.
Early college kids have been great to see.
Mm-hmm.
They've come take advantage of, they've started a VR club.
Okay.
So they're fun to have in the library, and they're also getting ready for their Battle of the Books competition. I don't know if you remembered from back in the spring, they get together and they compete with local high schools here in Craven County, and we had the opportunity to host that for the elementary and for the high school. So they are gearing up to win again this year.
Yeah.
So
Are we hosting
started.
again this year?
I hope.
Okay.
Waiting on a phone call to see. We got a great place and space for them, so maybe they will. But those students are already reading and getting ready for battle, and it takes a lot of prep work to get ready
and
for
I know
battle.
a lot of those students, they had a reading list for the summer.
Yes,
right?
it's a pretty big list, but great books. There's some great. I think Megan is trying to push through them all and read them all, and she said they've been phenomenal so far. So they've been in the library. They come in on Fridays usually and hang out with us and read, which is what we love to see.
Yeah.
So it's been busy. Busy.
And what does the VR club do? What's that about?
So the early college students wanted to start a club to learn about virtual reality and learn about the Oculus Quest 2s, and then just have a chance to just get together as a little community of gamers.
Yeah.
And play. So they came in last Friday and got a tutorial on how to use the headsets and what we have available and how to acclimate them and all that good jazz, and some of the games that we have available for them. So they came in, and they'll be coming in periodically throughout the semester to just learn about virtual reality and, of course, play.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
So
awesome.
It's been fun.
I'm really glad to see the amount of interest that has really started to grow around VR in the library as well, too.
It's pretty big. We've already had some chemistry students in doing our Holo Lab as part of their assignment. So they've been trickling in ever so often as part of one of their chemistry lab assignments, playing that Holo Lab where they are measuring things and looking at different instruments in a chemistry lab and gaining that lab experience without having to be in the lab. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've loved VR. We've loved virtual reality. We love trying to incorporate it into many, many places. We actually have our nursing students coming for their simulation day.
Okay.
Coming up a couple of weeks. We're going to use VR for them. We're also going to incorporate a breakout kit.
Okay.
Using VR.
Yeah.
So we're going to use all the stuff.
So wait, will it be a virtual breakout kit, or are you going to combine
it's going to
the
be
two?
the actual kit, but they're going to use the virtual reality headsets to solve one of the clues.
Okay.
So if you're watching nursing students, there's your first clue when you come in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been fun.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned people being on campus now and you know, starting to see all that excitement. You know, for students going back to school in K through 12, that's building up this week too, right? Because they have their first day of classes on Monday.
Yes.
Right? So I was at New Bern High School last night for an orientation, and I'll be over at HJ today for another. So it's going around the county today, or this week, I guess. Yeah.
I think another one of our faculty members says she has kids in 3 different schools.
Oh, really?
So she's traveling from the high school to the middle school to the elementary school. But embrace it. It's fun. Get to know your teachers, get to know your school year, and try to enjoy it.
That was one thing that I enjoyed about being at New Bern High School yesterday. I've never really spent a whole lot of time there, just a little bit here and there. But going around, I saw so many people in the halls that I just knew from the community, because so many people go to New Bern High School.
That's right. It's a pretty big school.
And several of the teachers as well. So it's nice to really feel like there's that community connection there, and walking around the halls and seeing the different colleges that students go to when they leave, and they put their senior pictures up when they go, and of course there's Craven students that come here too. So
that's awesome. I think their sports has already started. I think they've already had Friday night lights already.
They were having a volleyball game while I was there yesterday.
Yes, it starts early, so go out and support your local high schools.
I don't remember it being like that when I was in high school. We always had our first football game the first Friday of school, never anything before that.
Yeah, they start early now with non-conferences. So.
Yeah. Actually, maybe Ricky can tell us a little bit about that when he comes on, because, you know,
he's a sports guy.
He is a sports guy. He's involved in community sports in a different way.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just really cool to see that come together and see the students being excited. Jerry Simmons said they had 200 more people enrolled at New Bern High School this year than last.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I don't know how that happened or where everybody's coming from.
I'm glad, because I had heard enrollment at another school had dropped. So not sure why or where.
And maybe some of those were at the virtual academy last year, perhaps.
And then came back to the regular. Yes. Yeah. Well, we wish them much success on their journey. Looking forward to seeing them grow and possibly become a CCP student or transitioning here when they graduate.
Walking around last night, I did also find the Craven classroom, because we do have a classroom at New Bern High School that's dedicated to Craven, so it was nice to find that too.
Yeah. Exciting opportunities.
Yeah. So today is August 24th.
I think
there's a thing of the day. What is there something special about August 24th?
Well, there's 2 fun things that we celebrate on August 24th, and I could have prepared things for that, but I didn't have time. Oh, so sorry.
I always love that when someone says they were going to do something. I could do something, but I
had
didn't.
The intention. How about that?
That's all that matters. It's the thought that matters.
So today is National Peach Pie Day. Do you like peaches?
I do. I'm now upset that there's no peach pie here. No. It's all good.
You didn't want me to cook a peach pie, because it would have failed.
Okay.
Epically.
Yeah, I will probably need to get a peach pie before the day is out now.
Well, today is the day to celebrate that. So enjoy your peach pie. It is associated when it's the biggest harvest right now is going on for peaches.
Okay.
So that's why we do Peach Pie Day. And do you know which state is the lead in producing peaches? Which you probably think one.
Yeah. Am I going to be wrong about that
I
one?
don't know. Which one do you think?
I would think Georgia.
So, well, while it does produce several, and it is known as the peach state,
Right.
California actually
Really?
leads. Yes, actually leads in the nation for
peach production?
Peach production, yes. Which I would have assumed Georgia, because
Yeah.
it's known as the peach state, right?
If somebody were to offer you a peach pie that was made in California or a peach pie made in Georgia, which one would you eat?
Probably Georgia.
Yeah,
but,
I think I probably would too.
Yeah, we'll say it's because it's local,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I found that very interesting about peaches. There's two kinds and different reasons why. One, the skin, I think, comes off easier. But there's two different types. Not really sure which one goes where, but that was pretty cool to read about.
Two different types of peaches?
Yes. One is a freestone and one's a clingstone.
Okay.
And the reason for that, the peach, when the meat comes away freely from the stone, it's called a freestone peach. If the flesh clings, then it's called a clingstone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So two different kinds. Don't know which one grows where. But they're also produced in South Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Washington. Grows a lot of peaches too.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Do you ever eat just fresh peaches by themselves?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. When I have them, I'm glad I have them, but
Right.
it's rare for it to happen.
I just don't have them in my pantry. Like
No.
that's why I didn't bake anything, because
Yeah.
I don't just have peaches in my pantry or in my yard. So
No.
yeah, have grapes but not peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody is watching and they have a specific peach pie recipe they want to share,
Love to see it.
yep, let us know.
Love to see it. Well, and which leads to the next food thing of the day. Happen to be two food
Yeah.
things today. It is Waffle, National Waffle Day.
Okay.
It's today. It's the celebration of the creation of the waffle iron. So waffles have been around for a very long time, but we celebrate the invention of the waffle maker. It happened on August 24th in 1869 is when that happened. And as I was going through reading some stuff, thank you, Becky, because she pulled all these wonderful facts for us today. The recipe is interesting.
For just a regular old waffle?
Yes. So, there's a difference between pancakes and waffles, right? Because waffles have that more crust, have a bigger crust.
They're crunchier.
Crustier, I guess, than a regular pancake. But the original recipe that was in the 14th century, you're going to love these ingredients. At least I do. I love these ingredients. So the first one is, the recipe goes, you beat some eggs in a bowl. Okay, don't know how many, just beat some eggs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to season it with salt.
Of course, because everything tastes terrible at this time period.
Right. Yeah. And add wine.
Really?
Yes! Add wine! And I said, stop the recipe right there. We're good. This is going to be an amazing recipe. And then, of course, some flour, and then you just mix that in. And then, interesting enough, you used a piece of cloth that had been soaked in oil so that it wouldn't stick to the pan.
Okay.
So I guess why you wouldn't put
Just
it on
put
the
it on
pan.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you couldn't or what. But, so the first recipes on record had wine. So there's your tip for the day.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those recipes, what period was that one from?
The 14th century.
14th century, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't really precise. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure why. Maybe there were different ways of measuring things, so there wasn't a way to have a standard unit across everywhere. But yeah, it always seems like it's very vague on, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you'll just figure it out.
Well, who did it is vague too. An anonymous husband. Good plan, buddy.
So in the 14th century, an anonymous husband decided to put wine
husband
into
penned
his...
the first waffle recipe and instructions for his wife. It's a good husband.
Yes.
Add wine. That's what my husband says.
Yeah, that makes everything better.
Add wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was pretty smart back in the 14th century.
Are you a fan of waffles? Just wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, we'll eat waffles occasionally, but I don't make them at my house. I don't have like a waffle iron.
Yeah.
Do you have a waffle iron at your house?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so you make them.
Sometimes I do enjoy them, but usually I don't like sweet breakfast as much as I like savory eggs and potatoes kinds of things. So.
Right.
But I do
Something with
like
some
them.
meat to it, some substance to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't make them. I did buy my daughter a little waffle iron, but it didn't have the decorative designs. It was kind of a round one. And she figured out how to cook eggs in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
So it looks like a waffle?
college. So you just crack the egg in there and you close it, and then it's good to go. So she can make her an egg sandwich in the morning before she heads off to college. So I
Nice.
thought, that was pretty smart.
They have pretty cool waffle makers down at Mitchell's downtown,
Yes,
too.
all different designs I think you can get. I think I saw a Star Wars one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I did.
Very cool.
All kinds of stuff down
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, National Waffle Day. So
All right.
go eat a peach pie or put peaches
on
your
your
waffle, and
Yep,
you're
I
good
like
to go.
it.
Yeah,
All right. Anybody who's watching, let us know what you like to put on your waffles.
wine.
Wine, yes. Yeah, I like whipped cream and some syrup. That's usually how I do it. And some strawberries, fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Because it then falls in the little
cracks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So some other things for today.
Got any?
Yeah, well, some things on this day in history.
Ooh,
right?
fun.
So a couple of things. Number one, do you recall when Pluto was deemed no longer a planet?
Yes, but I didn't know when that happened, but I
Yes.
do remember it happening.
Yes, so in Prague on August 24th, 2006, the International Astronomers Union voted to demote Pluto from the 9th planet from the sun to one of dozens of known dwarf planets.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm still not on board with this.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess I'm old and I'm set in my ways. I told you before we started, I'm old this week and I'll be a grumpy old man. But yeah, I have not learned to progress with the science on this
This
one
whole
because
Pluto, not a planet.
yeah.
I remember actually was a media coordinator in an elementary school, and I had some great books about Pluto, and I
Yeah.
had to throw them away
You had to
because
throw
it
them
was
away.
misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I remember
your posters.
doing that. Yeah, everything.
You make a little model of the solar system.
Done.
In 2006, they did this on August 24th. So there was some kid at a science fair, I'm sure, in 2006.
Yeah.
They were in the lead. The vote came in, and
You're
then it was over.
wrong.
Yeah, it was over.
Yeah.
Their whole career was over at that
Wow.
moment. Yeah.
You can just see him taking a bat and just bop.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's no longer a planet according to them, but it's very controversial because when they had the vote, there were only 424 astronomers out of 10,000 professional astronomers worldwide who voted on that. So less than 5% of the world's astronomers. So I'm siding with the majority of the world's astronomers who didn't vote.
So they didn't vote, or
yep,
they just
that's what I'm
voted no? So how did it win? How did it win the vote?
Because it's who shows up to vote. This is our public service announcement for the day. It's who votes,
Thanks.
right? Yeah.
So you didn't have to vote.
No. But I imagine if you're an astronomer, you want to go to the
Yes, and-
the international conference that they have. I'm sure it's a
Because if
far
most
out.
of them didn't vote, that means they didn't agree with it.
That's right.
So go vote.
Yeah. Vote for Pluto.
Yes, as a planet.
Yes.
I wonder if
Okay.
it's ever been reevaluated. Like, can we do that? Can we bring it back and
Yes.
say, let's reassess this?
I think it's continually debated.
Let's
like-
revote.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Oh wait, yes, I forgot.
Oh.
I forgot. Yes, that is one of the images from the James Webb Telescope. Isn't that
That's
gorgeous?
beautiful.
Now you look at that and tell me that's not a planet.
It's beautiful.
Try and call it a dwarf planet. That's beautiful,
But even a dwarf planet's called a planet.
right?
You're welcome. See?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's an amazing image.
It's amazing. Yes.
How crazy do you think the surface of that planet looks? Right? With the different shades of color and like what is going on where it's red? Is
Yeah,
it-
yeah. Like, it's the blues.
yeah, that's funky. I like that a lot.
That's
We
pretty
need
cool.
to call Dawn in here.
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Don Carpenetti, our
Yes.
NASA expert, our
Yeah.
resident NASA expert.
Would
right?
love to know his opinion. Don, if you're listening,
Yes, he might be. Yeah.
what is your vote?
Yeah. If we have any astronomers watching and they can tell us what that red area is on Pluto, or if you have strong feelings about whether or not Pluto is a
Yeah.
planet or not, let us know.
Yes. There's our debate for the day.
That's
I knew
right.
one would come up. So there we go.
And then one other thing on this day in history, August 24th, 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupts. You familiar with Mount Vesuvius?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So after centuries of dormancy, Mount Vesuvius erupted in southern Italy, devastating the prosperous Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, killing thousands of people.
Wow.
In the time of the early Roman Empire, 20,000 people lived in Pompeii, including merchants, manufacturers, and farmers who exploited the rich soil of the region and numerous vineyards and orchards. And Herculaneum, I believe I'm saying that right, was a city of 5,000 people and a favorite summer destinations for rich Romans. So they had opulent villas and grand Roman baths. Gambling artifacts were also found there.
Wow.
So it's like imagine being on vacation and then all of a sudden there's this rumble. You look up.
Here it
there's
comes.
A deadly cloud coming your way, and then
Done.
you're done.
Yeah. There's no warning. There's no nothing. It's just.
Yeah.
And there's no one. You can't outrun it.
You cannot.
Yeah.
You're done for.
Yep.
According to Pliny the Younger, that's his name, the eruption lasted 18 hours. Pompeii was buried under 14 to 17 feet of ash and pumice.
Wow.
And the
lot of great
nearby
things were lost.
seacoast was drastically changed. Herculaneum was buried under more than 60 feet of mud and volcanic material.
A lot of great things were lost.
Yes. So
Yeah.
a terrible thing that happened, but a great example of how planets have all this power that we have no control over, right? We can just enjoy the moment and
That's it.
hope that large volcanoes don't explode on top of us today.
I bet that was
Would
a
be
sight.
safe in here, right? Would be fine.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll be found in here. This is what our remains will be. Just what were they
Yeah.
doing in that small space with microphones and headphones?
And this contraption on
Yes.
the table,
Yes.
which I'd love for us to dive into.
Yeah, I agree. So we should start. Let's let our guests come in here and get situated. And while they're doing that, perhaps we've got some trivia that Holly could pull up for us, maybe?
We do.
All right, let's look at some trivia up on the screen while Matthew and Ricky are getting situated.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know? Cartoonist Mort Walker, creator of Beetle Bailey, came up with names for the things we often see in comics and cartoons, including Briffet, Ploods, and Grawlix. What do they mean?
So what do those three words mean?
Yes.
Okay. Is Grawlix like a speech bubble? No. Okay.
I have absolutely no guess because whatever
Okay.
comes out of my mouth is going to sound totally
Is
absurd.
Plude going to be a panel? No. Is Briffet going to be a
Beetle Bailey
Briffet?
for the things we often see in comics and cartoons. What about the boxes? Like the frames?
Or like the spiky bubble around, like when a noise has been made,
like a bam.
bam,
Bam.
yeah, like the old Batman show. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I've recently started rewatching it again.
Briffet, please.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Is any of that correct, Holly?
You're warm.
We often
but,
see these in comics and cartoons.
Okay.
Oh, I'll give up.
All right. Let us know
All right.
what you got.
The
Okay.
dust cloud.
Dust cloud when a
Okay.
character makes when he runs away. Okay. Beads of sweat when a character is under duress. All right. I've had a few Pludes today.
And Grawlix for symbols.
For curse words and yelling. Okay.
I need that in my
Grawlix.
life.
I feel like I have created all three of these this week.
Me too.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Briffet is the dust cloud, Plude is the bead of sweat, and Grawlix is substitution for swear words.
Why would you need a name for that? For beads of sweat? Like, I get the dust cloud, but why would you need a name for beads of sweat? Why isn't it just called beads of sweat?
I don't know. Cartoon folks they're very detail oriented. They need a language of their own, right?
Well, they can have it. They've
Yes.
got it.
Yeah, it's a great skill.
Yes.
Not one of the things that we specifically give or have degrees in here at the college, but we do have lots of other options,
right.
don't we? Yes.
Tons of options.
So speaking of that, joining us, we have from Career Programs, we've got Dean Ricky Meadows, and we've got our Associate Dean Matthew Berg. Welcome to the show, guys.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's good to see you. We were talking about how things have been busy lately. I'm sure you've had a lot of students coming through this week, getting ready, or really getting started, right?
Yeah, we have, like
Ricky
I said,
is
we
out
kicked
of
it off
focus.
on Friday. I think we have 7 or 8 classes run on Friday. So Friday was a kind of a start for us. And then, as you said earlier, everything's full force starting Monday, and we're excited.
Yeah, that's great. And Matthew, you joined us here at the college maybe about 8 or 9 months ago. Was that right? Something
About
like that?
5 months ago.
5
yeah.
months ago?
Yep.
Great. Yeah. So welcome. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Yeah. So this is really your first time seeing fall kind of get into swing here at Craven? Yeah.
Yep. Done many falls, but the first one here.
Yeah. So it's good to see you.
Thanks, sir.
So you guys brought an interesting toy here, maybe more of a toy. Maybe it's not fair to call it that.
I
but
wouldn't call it that a toy.
Yeah. It looks a little dangerous. Yeah.
A
So
death trap.
yeah. So can we get a shot of what we were looking at on the table here, Holly? Is that possible? Yeah. So, guys, what are we looking at here? What is this thing?
What we see here, Craig, is this is a Battlebot. If you folks, you've probably seen on Discover TV and some other channels as well. But our electronics instructor Gary Long always has a competition end of the year with his students where his students will actually build these. Which this was the champ for 21, as you see, and they run remotely, of course, and we put them in an arena. And we have contests of different stages, and then at the end of the competition, we'll have a champion. And this was our champion for 21. It's pretty cool. It's really
and so you
fun
did that.
To watch.
You did that here on campus.
We do it here on campus.
Yep. So you got to let me know when the next one happens, because I want to be there for that.
It's always in spring, normally about the second or third week in April.
Okay. And then when they compete, then they sometimes go on and compete somewhere else?
Now, this is pretty much just local for us right here, but
Okay.
it's very cool with the students. We'll probably have maybe about maybe 6 to 10 students who will build one. And then, like I say, we'll do competitions, and everything's remote control. We kind of block the area off where it's pretty safe for us, because if stuff's flying, it's really crazy. It is a lot of fun.
Remind me, where do you actually have the battle?
We kind of make an arena in one of our rooms in Bosch.
Okay.
In one of the labs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to do color commentary during that, just like that, because there was a show on, I think MTV, or not MTV, Comedy Central, but they had BattleBots as a TV show.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I just have this vision in my head of this blade flying off of this thing.
Well, again, it's about safety as well.
Yes.
We'll get them in the arena, and our guys get up on top of the catwalk where nobody's down there in case something crazy happens.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can stand behind the glass doors.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
good.
There's plenty of room up top for everybody.
Because I was rethinking my plan of going.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It really is.
well, and you say that's a lot of fun. Like, that's really kind of an example of what y'all get to do in career programs all the time, right? Career
We do.
programs is a
We-
lot of hands-on. And,
Really, as you say, in career programs, that's what we do. We build things, we destroy things, we repair things. That's what we do. It's just really cool in watching these guys start from scratch, and how they're going to design this, and how they're going to work together as a team. Just like real jobs. That's what they do. Work together.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting to do that, and then you can see how your what you have made, and how it's going to work, and what you can do better next time, that type of thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So for folks who maybe aren't aware of what career programs is, can you give us just sort of an overview of sort of in general some of the programs that we offer?
Sure, I'd love to do that. Yeah, career programs. What we call career programs, higher education. And I spell it HIRE. That's what we do. We want to get the students through the door. We want to get them trained, and we want to get them a job. If we don't do those things, then we haven't done our due diligence. But in career programs, it's not like, when I was sitting in English class in college, and I'd go to class Monday and Wednesday and take a test the following Monday. I mean, we'll go get them in there. We'll do a lecture. We're going to talk about what we're going to do, and then we'll get in the labs. We'll do it, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. It's kind of like, my analogy is kind of like playing sports. If you wanted to be a good basketball player, you don't roll off the couch one day and you're a basketball player. You got to practice. You got to practice. You got to practice. You got to do it the right way, and that's what career program is all about. Whether it's welding or machining or automotive or CAD or cybersecurity or early childhood or basic law enforcement training. That's what we do. We teach. We talk about what we're going to do, and we get good at it. So eventually, we can let our folks get the foot in the door, so they'll have an opportunity to progress with the company.
Because that's what employers are looking for, right? They're looking for somebody who is ready to go on day one. They'll give some grace, of course, but they're looking for somebody who's done the practice and the work already.
Done the practice and the work, and what we tell our students that what we want to do, we want to get you an opportunity. Once you get your foot in the door, you're going to have to show your employer what you can do. But, we want to have you prepared for that opportunity where you go in, where you can make an impression and do the right things, that type of thing, whether it's you start out entry level, and a lot of our guys, and I'll take automotive, for instance, they'll start out entry level, as a mechanic's helper or oil change guy, and then they keep taking that next step, and then the next step, then the next step, and eventually, your goal, you want to be a world-class technician or ASE certified tech or something of that nature.
Yeah, that's great.
Pretty cool.
Matthew, can you talk a little bit about some of the areas that you may have seen some recent increased interest, or some of the programs that are starting to grow a little bit?
I think Ricky will agree with me. Everything is up, it seems like, this fall.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep, it is. We're starting to see students come back to the classroom, which just gets me excited. You get to see them every day. But I think definitely our cosmetology program's full, our esthetician program is full, welding, I think most of those classes are full, automotive as well. It seems like, and we actually had this conversation this morning, we want to look at our numbers from 2019 to today, kind of overlook that COVID period. But as far as I can tell, we're definitely up this fall, so we're excited about that.
That's
and
great.
Hope it continues, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the one question I get a lot from community members is, tell me the difference between the Volt Center and what you guys do. I get that question a lot out in the community.
And that's a great question, because the Volt Center is doing a great job for us.
Yes.
The Volt Center is more short-term training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a student may come in and take an NCC or welding class, and what they're doing, they're learning how to burn rods and learning the very, very, very basics about welding. Well, and you can get a job doing that. That's great. But what we do differently, and I'll pick welding as an example. If you take a welding program at Craven, you're going to learn how to burn rods, but you're going to also learn how to read blueprints. You're going to learn how to you take a CAD class. You're going to do 3D printing. You use handheld scanners. You'll take a physical metallurgy class. You can learn if I'm welding a metal and it gets hot, does that metal break down or does it not? What does and what doesn't, because that's so important. In what we do. We talk about industrial safety. It's kind of a well-rounded employee, and that's. The difference in the Volt Center does what we do. I'm going to train my guys to get a job, and they're going to move up pretty quickly. That's what we do.
Versus just learning how to drive the forklift.
Exactly.
And it stops there at the Volt.
Exactly.
Gets you a great job.
It does.
Yeah.
And the Volt Center is really does a great job for us. And we work together. I mean, like right now, I've got some students who have been in the welding program at the Volt Center, and now they've come to us. They see the need and what they need to do to kind of
keep going,
kind of build on their education. That's what we do. Everything we do at Craven is a stackable.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you take one class, or you take 4 classes to get a certificate, or you take 12 classes to get a diploma, or you take 25 classes to get an associate's degree. That's what we do. We want that. We want always to have that opportunity here to do that.
And
that's awesome.
That even works sometimes. Like I'll see some students will graduate and they'll have all 3, right? They'll have they've either worked up or they've gotten them all within that period of time to be able to get it. Right?
Exactly. And a prime example of that, Matthew and I were just having a conversation. I had a student call me just this week who, about 7 or 8 years ago, was one of our machining students. Well, he came to us. He was working, got a machining program. Kind of got excited about it, and when he did, we were able to get him a position at FRC as an apprentice. So he completed his associate's degree. While he was at FRC, he then went back. He working full time and goes back to ECU online and gets his BSIT at East Carolina. And so once he completed that, his goal all along, he and I had a conversation probably about 4 or 5 years ago about what he wanted to do. But his goal, he wants to be a military pilot. So he got his degree, and now I talked to him just a few days ago, and he's in officer's candidate school, getting ready to complete that, and he'll be going to flight school here in a few months. So
wow.
I mean, here he started with us, and bam, here he is now getting ready to go to flight school, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, great opportunities.
Great opportunities, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. Opportunities for us, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to your question about the difference between the Volt and what career programs does, I think there's a lot more opportunities for technical training and technical learning as well in career programs too, right? Because because the Volt is such a shorter amount of time, there's just not enough time to pack all that in.
Exactly. And that's with the Volt Center. If you get somebody who wants to come in, hey, I need a job now. If I get that person, I got to tell them, that the least we can do is 1 semester. So we're 16 weeks in. Where with the Volt Center, you come to us and we get you trained and we get your job pretty quickly, which is fine. And because we need that, and they've done a great job, like for entry level jobs, like at BSH and Moen and Chatsworth and those type things. Also, I have guys all the time calling me about HVAC folks or plumbers, and I refer them to the Volt because it's a lot of opportunity. Yeah.
Well, that's the key, and I've spoke volumes about the program that you guys have built, because you start with that, get me a job, get me something now, and then as you get into the career, then you get that desire and that you see that need to go back and keep building. And so that the way you've designed the programs, it does do that. It gets you that job, but then it gets you that little bit more and a little bit more as you can progress and do it at a pace that life gives you.
Well, I tell this story all the time, but I had a student come through here He graduated maybe 3 years ago, but it took him 7 years to get his 2-year degree. You know, he came to us and was going to school part-time. He got married during the time. He sent his wife through nursing school, had a couple kids, but 7 years, that's persistence. That's what
it is.
But he did something every semester.
Yeah,
and that's the important thing is you just got to take it one step at a time, because it's like an endurance contest sometimes, especially for a person who's working full time with a family and life and that kind of thing. Yeah. That's what we do.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's a really good point. I imagine that you get a lot of students come in who are looking for a change, right? Students that are not necessarily 18 or 19. Of course, we get those students, but we get students that are in their late 20s, early 30s that they say
or older,
right? And when you reach a certain point, you think maybe it's too late for me, or it's going to be too hard, or I'm not going to be able to test into it or whatever. But can you talk a little bit about how we've tried to help streamline and help people succeed and when they're faced with those types of challenges?
Sure, I would love to. I mean, a lot of what we do, Matthew and I have this conversation about when we got high unemployment, we've got folks falling in. A prime example was Hatteras, 12, 14 years ago when they had a big layoff. That, we'll get these folks in here, and they're out of their comfort zone when they walk in the door. That's the first thing.
Sure.
It's college right. For them, and I get that, But we'll get them in here, and we talk about the basics, and we start teaching them a trade about what we do, and they see they can do this thing. I've got folks who in the 50s plus who graduated from us because they never got unemployed and came to us to get a job, but non-traditional students. At one time, that was a big part of what we do. We're starting to see the trend go back more toward traditional.
Sure.
And I think the reason for that is that our folks doing a great job with College and Career Promise in local high schools now. The Craig County schools and Craig Community College really work closely together in doing that. And we've actually in some high schools. We're in West Craven High School. We're in Havelock High School in welding, and our welding program's really exploded because that we'll be doing 110 contact hours a week in welding this semester.
In high schools?
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got high school classes, but we also got kids in high school who come to us after school and take classes here.
Yeah.
So that's just a big deal.
Yeah.
We had a class this summer. It was just high school kids, and they came here all summer. They gave up their summer to come here and take welding.
Absolutely.
And then was that a certificate they had when they were finished?
And they completed a certificate. We've got probably about 11 high school students who are rising seniors this year who have already completed their welding entry-level certificate.
Wow.
Last year as
awesome.
juniors.
Yeah.
And some of those kids are coming back to us during the daytime now and or night and get working on other welding classes through College and Career Promise at no cost to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matthew, I'm curious. You talked to some of these students, these high school students that were here this summer, right? What were they saying as why they did this? Why did they give up their summer to be able to come here?
Well, for those welding guys, they enjoy it. But
Yeah.
They see it as free.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. It doesn't cost them anything, but they find they like it and they just want to keep doing it, want to do more of it, and keep doing it. And as long as they want to come, we're happy to have them.
Oh yeah.
No, that's great. I'm just always
Good stuff.
curious.
Yeah.
Why somebody would to give up a summer and you're in high school. That's a big deal, right?
And
to
it's a big deal because a lot of these classes were long days. I mean, so you got one of our classes was 7:30 start. They went to like 11:45, 4 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Wow.
And those kids are here early. They're staying late. They genuinely want to be here, and that's awesome.
And they're doing something that they love.
Yeah.
They're not sitting in the classroom. They're not having to do the math and the reading. They're hands on. They're getting their hands dirty, and that's what they love to do, and that's what draws them to it.
That's what draws them, and that's exactly right. The kids. It amazes me to see kids who I'll take a look at transcripts and see how they're not really successful in what they do. Then they get in our programs and they just take off.
Right.
They just want to be. They like being in class.
Yeah.
They like what they do, and they feel that an accomplishment because what they're doing with their hands every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's one advantage that y'all have in career programs is because you have so many programs that you offer, right?
No doubt.
I forget exactly how many it is.
It's 20 plus. Right
20
now.
plus, yeah. So across that, you're much more likely to find something that you might. How do you help people find that?
Well,
'Cause I know you give tours a lot.
We do. We give a lot of tours, and we'll talk to a lot of students about what we do, and we take them through the labs and that kind of thing, and talk about job opportunities. But the cool part is that we can have a student come to us, and if they may think they might want to be a welder, for instance, and then they come in here, they're going to take a machining class, they're going to take a CAD class, and next thing you know, hey, you know what? This machining really appeals me. I think I may want to do this instead. So they get a touch of everything. But the cool part about the high schools is they can do that while they're in high school. Take a welding class, or take a CAD class, or take an electronics class, and let them get a taste of what's out there and what they may want to do.
And I think that's key.
It is.
Is drawn to those interests of those younger students so that they can experience a variety of things to see what they're really interested in and what is going to motivate them to keep going.
Exactly, and they, like I say, our thing is making folks aware of what we do. I mean, I keep saying that we try to do a good job in doing tours and PR and advertising, and you guys do a great job. That appreciate what you do, but just getting the folks to let them know what we do and getting parental buy-in, because when you think about welding or automotive or becoming working at a Bosch or a Moen or a Chatsworth, that kind of thing, a lot of parents says, I don't want my I want my kid to maybe they want a little more than that. But I'm telling you, these jobs are not jobs; they're careers.
Yes.
When you walk in there, I could tell you all kind of success stories for these companies. I mean, because when folks get to these companies we're talking about, they don't leave.
Yeah.
They're going to take care of them, and it's just a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Great opportunity.
And I believe the early college students tend to take your track, that career programs track, over the LAUT.
That's
track.
something that we've been working on for the last probably 10 years, and it's really getting there now, because they're getting to see a lot of students who, again, it's all about interest. I mean, what really gets the kid revved up, what he wants to do. That's what it amounts to. And what we do, they get in here and get their hands dirty and start doing some things and seeing things they're making, whether it's a 3D printing or in machining, a nice tool or something. But it's pretty cool though what they do, and that's just all we want is a chance to show them what we do. That's what we want.
Ricky, I'm curious, if you had the time, which program would you take personally? Just because you wanted to do it.
I'm asked that question a lot.
Are you really?
Yeah. A student asked me, well, what would you do? If you were here, what would you do? But it's all about interest, what interests you, but I'm a hands-on guy,
that's what I mean. I'm asking you personally, Ricky
I'm a
Meadows.
hands-on guy, I think industrial systems kind of jumps out at me because it's some of everything. When I say that, I mean, you got welding, you got CAD, you got manufacturing, you got composites, you got electronics, and that's what some of the employers have come to us and said, hey, I need somebody who can do some of everything.
A little bit of all.
I guess maybe 5 or 6 years now, we implemented an industrial systems program for us now, and that's really taken off, because it's some of everything. It really is. And that way, when a company hires you, they kind of mold you into how they want you, that kind of thing. But here again, I think cybersecurity would be something pretty cool to get into. That's a lot of buzz about that, or coding as we do in IT, or even automotive. But there's just a lot of opportunity.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And all those to me are pretty cool things to do.
Yeah,
They
for
really
sure.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Matthew?
Well, I'm fortunate as I taught most of those areas, industrial systems and machining and the CADs and that kind of stuff. But I think for me, it would definitely be something like IT or business, something that's a little different than what I'm used to. Kind of not as much, still hands-on, but not as much the physical hands-on for me.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's sometimes what people just want to do something different.
Something different,
Yeah.
Totally
There's
different.
that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, I want to thank Jeff Brown for providing the library with 2 3D printers. He had some that he's I think graduated to different printers,
That's
and he had
correct.
some sort of hanging out, and he donated them to the library, and we've had a lot of fun with those. We've had students come in. We had one student who made all of his Christmas presents.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
Pretty cool.
He designed them on the CAD program on his own, and then we were able to take his design and bring it to life. And he was just so excited about that. And we've enjoyed our 3D printers. We've enjoyed tinkering with them. It's been a lot of fun. So thanks for you guys for sending them our way, and we've enjoyed them.
I think that's a pitch for some more budget money.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And like I say, 3D printers are pretty cool. I mean, we go in Jeff's in his lab, and he may have 10 at one time going. It's really cool because
It is cool.
he does a great job.
And it's like a slow reveal of what it's actually making
Yes.
too.
It
Right?
is, and it is. That's
Yes.
basically what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool stuff. That
Yeah.
we've Jeff's done a great job with our CAD program. Our CAD program is probably only about 9 or 10 years old now. And Jeff started that from the beginning about 9 years ago, and he's really did a great job with
Yeah,
us.
It's an amazing
every time I
program.
go in there, I'm continually impressed about what they can do. Just the processing power that those machines can run anyway. But with that little scanning gun thing that he
Yeah.
has, we just put
Yeah,
something on a
handheld
table.
handheld
Yeah.
scanner.
Yeah, handheld scanner,
Yeah.
and then it's creating a 3D rendering of it, and then you can go and print that out. Because I know
Yeah.
they did that to repair that arm on the clock at Tryon Palace.
That was a very cool
Yeah,
project.
that's
We
right.
did that with the folks down at Tryon Palace, and we put Jeff up in the forklift and ran him up to the top of the clock, and
Yeah.
did some things and came back and scanned it and printed it, and that really worked out well. That was a great project, a great community project.
yeah, for sure.
The things you can do with 3D printers are just amazing.
Yeah, no
at,
doubt.
at what we can print and the
No
material
doubt.
that we use to print, and it's just really great.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I know we're getting at the end of our time here, so I just wanted to make sure,
Sure.
If anybody is interested in being learning more about career programs or seeing what you got to offer, what would you suggest they do?
Biggest thing is come see us.
Yeah.
As Ricky said, we can talk to you about it all day long, but if we can show it to you, then you really start to understand it. But if not, give us a call, send us an email. Everything's on the website. Ricky and I are available almost all day, every day. So we will stop what we're doing to talk to a student or a prospective student. We're happy to do it. So.
And just so for people who may not know, you're located on the New Bern campus.
In the Bosch building, is it 122?
Road 122.
Yep.
Okay.
And one thing I do want to say, if you got a civic group out there that wants to talk about, hear what we do, Rotary Club, whoever, we'll come out and talk to you.
Yeah. You'll go to them and they
I'll
can come
go to
you,
them.
right?
I'll talk to one of you or 101 of you. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just whatever makes you happy. But we'd really love to get you on campus here. But we'd love to let you know what we do, because I still say that there's a lot of folks in New Bern don't know what we do. We're trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
And I think Leadership Craven is coming
Leadership
at the end of September.
Yeah, we're
they're-
excited about Leadership
yes,
Craven
they're
coming. They're
coming.
coming into September. That's an annual event we do. We're excited about that.
Good.
And I think I've told you the very first time I ever stepped foot on this campus was in Leadership Craven,
Right.
when I was in career programs, and we met Jeff and we got to put together some epoxy, or not epoxy, but what's the material?
In the composite program.
Composite program, yeah.
That's
Nice.
the composite program, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I think we're going to be doing the EMT simulator.
you are.
I think.
And
is what
we're
gonna be
going
doing.
to we'll do a tour of career programs before we get over there. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It'll be
excited
fun.
about that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's always a good group.
Yeah. Before we go, I alluded to it earlier. Ricky is involved in high school sports a little bit,
I am.
right? Yeah.
I am.
This year, are you doing football
I am.
refereeing?
I officiate high school
Officiate.
football and have been for a while now, and
Yeah.
it's a fun time of year for me. I love getting on the football field on
Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday nights, and we've got a lot of good high school football in
Yeah.
East North Carolina, and especially the New Bern area. I think West Craven's going to be good this year. Havelock New Bern's going to be very good this year. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
And we're excited about what's going on in East North Carolina. Get those kids out there. And
you've already officiated a game this year.
I've
already?
had
Yeah.
I had a game Thursday night and Friday night, and I have another one this Thursday and Friday night.
All right.
Wow.
Sure will. So it'll be
Yeah,
a good
the first
time
time I met Ricky was when I was working as a sports reporter at the Carteret County News-Times.
Correct.
And I was shooting photos and
Nice.
interviews, and he was
Yep.
running up and down the field.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure
That's
was. So that was
awesome.
good stuff,
Yeah,
and nothing like high school football on Friday night.
Yeah, it's
That's
a lot
right.
of fun.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights.
Good
All right.
stuff. Good stuff.
Very cool.
Yep.
Well, it's been great having you guys on here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we're going to talk about a couple other events going on in our community, and then
Sure.
we're going to sign off. All right?
Appreciate the opportunity.
All
and
Yes.
Yep.
Have us
Yes.
anytime.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Good to
Thank
see you. All right, Holly, you got some events for us?
I do.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, let's see what we got going on.
All right.
All right, we've got the Havelock Summer Concert, I-42 Band featuring Brian Mayer, Thursday, August 25th. That's tomorrow from 6 to 9.
It is tomorrow.
Based out of Eastern North Carolina, the I-42 Band is a high-energy dance party band that will keep you entertained and on the dance floor all night. They specialize in the best of dance, party, beach, Motown, soul, R&B, funk, and classic standards. Is there anything the
Is there anything
I-42
left?
Band does not do? This event will be held at the Havelock City Park. Looks like a fun time.
It does.
Yeah.
I've had a chance to listen to Brian Mayer on the water, so great great opportunity.
Did you know that he actually, back in the day, he and I were both in Encore here at Craven Community
that
College.
right?
Wow.
And
Brian Mayer was in Encore?
We called him Stretch.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
his, that's still his nickname. He still goes by Stretch.
Yeah, he's rebranded himself as Brian Mayer now. But yes, when I met him, I was living in Morehead City at the time, and I was a musician, and so was he. So we'd cross paths every once in a while, and he was always performing as Stretch then. But yeah.
Yep.
He's Brian.
He's Brian Mayer.
All
Great,
right.
great opportunity. All right, we got another one coming up. We got the Footloose on the New Summer Concert Series. This time it's featuring Rev on Friday. Will be August 26th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. So join us for the Trent Cadillac GMC Footloose on the Noose Summer Concert Series. This is free and held at the Union Point Park. Bring a blanket or a chair. Enjoy great music at the park. Pets must be on a leash. No coolers. Food trucks will be available, and this is presented by our very own New Bern Parks and Recreation.
And of course, on Saturday, we've got Walk-In Bathtub having their improv show. That's New Bern's local improv group based out of New Bern Civic Theater, celebrating Rock, Paper, Scissors Day. So we always, here on the show, we talk about whatever the day of the week it is. And this Saturday, it's Rock, Paper, Scissors Day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was wondering where it came from.
Yeah. So we always find a little silly thing to do there. And of course, you know Meredith. She designs our posters for us too. She's in the
Aw.
group as well.
Good for her.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So she does great work for us. She designed our logo, and you know, that poster's a lot of fun with the Ducks playing rock, paper, scissors. But yeah, so a little bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway? But we get out there and we get audience suggestions and play silly little games, and you never know where it's going to go.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why I see rated R.
It is rated
So-
R. Yes, it is a rated R show. Sometimes that's the audience's fault. Sometimes it's our fault. It just kind of depends. So just as a disclaimer to be safe, it is a rated R show.
Well, it sounds
Sometimes
like a
it's
lot of
rated
fun.
R and nothing rated R happens.
Right.
But
just
we
a
do
caution.
we do that just so if you walk in there, you know that it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. So,
It is a lot of fun.
yeah.
It's fun to do. It's fun to watch. So
Some tickets.
tickets are available on the New Bern Civic Theater webpage. We do still have some available. And I saw that none have been purchased in the balcony yet. So maybe you can just buy the whole thing and have yourself a little balcony party up there. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Sounds like a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
wish you luck on that.
Yeah, thanks.
I know you enjoy it.
I really do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I started doing it maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Nothing like laughter.
But yeah, so that's the last of our events this week, unless there was anything else we forgot. Or Holly, you got any more events or closing thoughts for us that we forgot to mention?
I sure don't.
Oh.
Okay. I know this Friday for our staff and faculty is convocation.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. It should be fun to see everyone and
Yeah.
get to.
Because we haven't really had that in a while.
We haven't
right?
had that in a while.
But
so.
that has been a tradition in the past where everybody gets together. It's really the one time each year that we really get to. Sometimes at Christmas, but
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to be great to see everyone and
yeah.
See some faces and get to talk to people. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for the show today.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, who's going to sign us off?
Well, the camera's on you, so we'll let you have it.
Okay. So I'm going to say be safe, be happy, be healthy, and we hope to see you next week.
Megan would be so proud.
Yay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.